Team Timmons again, and this time we are interviewing Julie Berner, the most amazing person on the planet. Julie, how are you?
I'm great, Kayleen. Thank you.
Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Chris.
Julie is one of our lenders that we work with pretty frequently with RMS Mortgage. So Julie is, I don't know, I'm talking to you like you're not here. Julie, you are fantastic at educating clients and especially like really coaching them on what needs to be done in order for them to purchase a house, or if they run into bumps along the road, you know, kind of coaching them. And I understand that you have some credit tips that you wanted to share with people.
Yeah, we figured to help people while they can't really do a whole lot else. We might as well talk about how to prevent the credit from dropping, credit scores from dropping.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe help increase credit score while you're waiting to shop for a house, because that's always important. And no sense in focusing on other stuff right now. Just
there's not much you can do.
Yeah. So we'll keep this short and sweet so that we're not boring anybody, but there's some really good tips that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
So I'll bring up some things, and since it's coming from me to you, you can ask me to clarify more, because I might.
I will.
Okay.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Absolutely. All right. So one of the first things that you want to do is don't be applying for things right now. Don't have your credit pulled for new credit cards or car loans, or, you know, just try not to have your credit pulled. If you want to see how your credit looks, soft pulls are great. It can show you how your balances look to your credit limit. It can show you if anything derogatory showed up, but try not to have your credit pulled, because it's just going to hurt you.
So is a soft pull like Credit Karma then, or?
Credit Karma is a good one. And one time per year, you can go to annualcreditreport.com. That's a really good one. They don't give you a score, but they give you the best comparison to what a mortgage credit report would look like.
Okay.
And you can pay for a credit score, and it's worth it if you're concerned about your score, because that score is going to be closer to the scoring engine that's used for a real mortgage credit pull. Some people don't understand that there's a big difference between the credit score on a Credit Karma, or like Capital One, I think, has a credit monitoring thing. Some credit unions do. You can log into your credit union and check your credit score. Those are all individual credit scoring engines, and they're not too far off, but they're not precise to an actual mortgage credit report.
Yeah, because yours is a little bit different. So if they pay on that site to have their credits, their actual credit scores, that count as a hard pull, or is that?
No, it is still a soft pull.
Because you get one a year, right?
You get one per repository. There's 3 credit agencies. There's TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. And you can pull one of each of those every year for free, but they will not give you the credit score for free. They'll just give you the credit report to show you what all shows up on your credit.
Okay.
And if you pay, I don't know, I'm going to guess maybe $7 for the score. I really don't know, but if it's too expensive, just, you know, it'll tell you what the charge would be, and you can say yes or no, and, you know, but sometimes it's worth it, especially if you've already been working on trying to get your score up. It might be worth a couple bucks to see the most accurate comparison to a real mortgage credit pull by going to that website. Cool. But generically, any of them are good just to get you started, because you might have a medical bill on your credit that you never knew about. That's very common. You can be the most responsible person and pay all your bills on time, and a medical bill can show up that you just never received the statement on. It's kind of sad, you know. And if it's new, any new collection accounts heavily impact your credit score. If it's old, I would say maybe ignore it. I hate to say ignore it, but the older the credit, the older the bad credit, the less impact it has on your score.
Oh,
So if you're trying to clean things up, the order of preference would be anything new. Like if you have a medical bill from 2019, you're better off paying that one over a utility bill from 2015.
Oh, okay. I
makes
didn't know
sense.
that.
Yeah, it's because the older the account gets, the less impact it has on your credit.
Is there a
And
point in time where they go away?
They are supposed to go away in 7 years. However, a lot of collection agencies sell to new collection agencies, and then it starts all over again.
Oh, that's sneaky.
It is sneaky. I don't see how that could be legal if it's supposed to drop off in 7 years, but we see it all the time. So that's another reason why it's good to do a soft pull, see what you're getting into, look what might be there, you know. Even, like I said, even people with excellent credit that always pay their bills sometimes have a surprise on there. So if you're preparing for a mortgage, it's good to check, you know, get it out of the way up front so that when all this craziness goes away, you're ready, you know. So there's some other tips I wanted to say. With the credit cards, if you're not making as much money because of what's going on here, you might want to just be careful with how high you charge your credit cards.
Yeah.
So they say that, like, the magical number is try to keep your balance at 30% or lower on each credit card. The lower, the better. So, like, for instance, if you have a credit card with a limit of 1,000 and you owe 200, your score is going to be quite a bit better than if you have a credit card with a limit of 1,000 and you owe 800. So I know this is such a weird time, but if you really need to use your credit cards, maybe think about using 3 of them versus just one. Don't pile everything onto one card and have it, you know, close to its limit. Oh,
We lost you.
yeah,
Hi, iPhone.
Jay Burner.
Jay Burner.
There we
Sorry. Okay, so
Yeah.
I have a question. Does if I have a pre-existing card of like 1,000, would it hurt my credit if I went to my bank and said, "Hey, can I have a higher limit added to this?"
Ironically, that was going to be my next point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If your credit is good and you've paid your credit card well, a very good thing to increase your credit utilization score is to ask for a higher limit. So it's hard to get it if you haven't had the card for at least a year. The longer you've owned that card, the more likely you'll get approved for a higher limit. And don't be afraid to go from like $1,000 to $2,500. Just be disciplined to keep the balance still down, you know, in the 200-300 range. You don't, I mean, if you have to use it, just monitor that you're staying below 30%. But the credit score increases tremendously with the amount of credit utilization you have available.
Oh.
So, like, if you have 5 credit cards and amongst the 5, it adds up to about let's go high. Let's go $10,000 worth of credit that you have available to use, and you only have amongst the 5 maybe 500 total being used. You have 9,500 of credit utilization that you have not used, and they think, wow, this person is super responsible. So you get a lot of points for having all that credit available and not using it. It really does help.
Okay.
But you
So
have to be responsible. Go into this knowing that, you know, well, I have 5,000 available. I'm going to buy a TV. Don't do that. Yeah.
Go into like collecting the cards that you can, but not changing your actual day-to-day life.
Correct.
That makes sense.
It's a huge boost to the credit score. It's amazing. And the higher the credit score, the better mortgage you're going to get. The lower interest rate, the more you'll qualify for. It's
we've used that. We've used that with some borrowers before. You've had them go up their credit limit on their credit card so that they can get a slightly better interest rate on their mortgage and all the other stuff, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that's
And
one of the things
once,
I really like about you is that you take a look at their whole picture and you're like, tweak this, and this, and guess you'll be good.
yeah, we have a what if simulator that we can use. Once you're ready, once you have checked your soft credit pull, you know, you think your score is going to be good, you can give me a call, I can pull your credit. And if it's at, like, let's say 719 and we really wanted it to be 720 or higher, I have a simulator that you can input, okay, well, if I pay this credit card down to $100 versus 200, it'll increase my score 3 points. And then you can do that, and then we can get a credit update. We can either repull the credit 30 days later if you haven't found a house yet, or we can have a credit rescore done to get it where we need it to get you the best deal.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just had, so just in, I realize that these are unprecedented times just for everybody. But hypothetically, if I was maybe kind of middle of the road credit wise, thinking about buying a house, like not terrible, but not stellar, and then this hit, and I have to dip in and maybe run up my cards a little bit higher, just, you know, take some bad practices. In general, how long does it take most people to kind of build up if they say they have to run up one card in particular? Like, does that question make sense?
There's a lot of different things you can try to do. One, you can try to get your credit limit increased, like we discussed. Okay. Then your ratios won't change and it won't hurt your credit score. The other thing that's really nice about credit cards is once you get that balance paid down and it updates on your credit, it's like as if it never was high. Okay. Like your score recovers immediately as long as you have always met your minimum payment. So, you know, if things get tough in April and May, and then you get your stimulus check or something that you can throw a couple extra $100 on the credit card to get it back down, your score will never reflect the previous balance once you've paid it back down.
Okay.
So it's not the end of the world. It's way better to run your credit card up and then pay it down in a month or 2 or 3 or whatever it takes you than to miss a payment, because it takes a long time to recover from the damage that you've done if you are late on a payment. Yeah. Yeah. The other good thing too that's important to know, if you only have one credit card, it's worth getting a second one, because sometimes the credit scores say that you don't have a good history of credit and you don't have a lot of depth of credit. So if you have like one car loan and one credit card, it might be worthwhile to apply for a second one. I know I said don't have your credit pulled, but if you're building credit and that's one of the things that will help you, it is worth it. And another point with getting a credit card, if your score is just mediocre, you might want to consider getting a secured credit card, because a lot of people will apply for a new credit card and say, well, I keep getting denied because they're telling me my credit score is not high enough. But a secured credit card, you give them a little bit of collateral and they'll give you a credit card. And then once you've proved yourself to be responsible with that card, they'll give you your security deposit or collateral back, like $100, $200. And a good place to find places for a secured credit card is to do like an internet search, like Google secured credit cards. Just put those keywords in and a bunch of banks will pop up, and you can research which bank gives the best terms based, you know, like some places might want $300. Some places might give you a card with only $100 in collateral. You just have to choose which one you think is best.
So when you say giving it in collateral, you mean, if I'm
It's almost
understanding correctly, like I can go to a bank or a credit union that does secured cards and say, here's $100, give me a card, and then I will use that card on that 100 that I gave you.
Then you have to keep adding.
You have to keep adding it.
We pay it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, usually you don't usually have to give the full amount. So a lot of places, like they'll give you $250 or $300 credit card limit, and all they want is $100 collateral.
Oh, okay.
But they're all different. That's why I said if you go to like the Google search engine and look at what banks offer secured cards, you can contact them and see what they have to offer.
Okay.
But I don't believe you can get turned down for a secured card. It's just the terms are either more desirable or less desirable. But I can't imagine. I mean, I've seen people with horrible credit still get secured cards, and it really helped them turn their credit around. It really does help.
Yeah, it's one of the things I recommend often to people if they don't have any credit cards or very, very low to no shit credit. Say, go get a secured credit card and start building up from there, because the creditors, they don't know the difference between a secured card and a regular card as far as
when you look at it. Yeah, when you look at it on the credit report, it doesn't say it's a secured card. It's a credit card. Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing. Yeah. There's one other key point I wanted to bring up. When you're cleaning up the collection accounts, remember we were talking about collections. If you happen to have a medical bill out there, 0 is 0 when it comes to updating that balance on that collection account. So if you're trying to clean, just get all the bad stuff paid off, it's a good idea to try to negotiate settlements on them. So if you have a $500 medical bill, you can say, well, if I give you $250, can we settle for the $250? And a lot of places will do that. Utility companies, banks, if you have an old credit card, they're actually the easiest. Some medical collectors will. It's just something to keep in mind. If you don't try, you don't know,
Right.
Yeah, like if you're already in debt, what harm is it? Can it be a little bit less debt?
Exactly. Yeah. Or maybe if you're settling some of these, you can get 3 of them cleaned up versus only 1. You can spread your money around and they'll update it to a 0 balance. It'll say settled for less than full, but 0 is 0. If it's paid, it's paid, and it helps. So
that's really good advice. Well, that's awesome. See, this is why I like talking to you. You're pragmatic, practical, think outside the box, organized, the exact opposite of Christopher.
I think outside of the box a lot.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to pick another
you.
topic another time too. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, depending on how long this goes out, there's a bunch going on. I think one of the things that I'd like to ask people on a different thing is like, okay, with this, how is lending changing after this crisis as far as people with gaps in employment and stuff like that? I realize that's a whole other.
Yeah, we'll have to do that on another.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll have to wait to see what actually happens, because I know all of the industries affected by this are kind of changing things daily. So that's something that I'm interested in. But
yeah, it's been interesting for me because I've been writing mortgages for 27 years, and every day is a different day right now, and I feel like I'm reliving what happened in 2008, and it's really weird. It's although this is even more weird. We kind of knew what was happening then, but the changes it's amazing. But I do think that everything's going to come back. Everything's going to be great. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Maybe not as much time as it did back in 2008. I do feel that this is going to be challenging, but I'm not afraid. I think that we're all going to be super busy, and people are going to be buying houses in less than a month. Yeah. I do feel that way.
And you're the second person that we've talked to that has an optimistic tone on this. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm more of a doom and gloomer. Okay.
So